Since 2011, CVSAN has worked with Castro Valley schools to reduce garbage by auditing campus waste. The collaborative waste audit process identifies the type of material going into the garbage that could have been recycled or composted.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for coming today. We appreciate it. My name is Jim Allen. I'm the Lieutenant Commander of the Castro Valley office of the California Highway Patrol. And what I wanted to do is just give you some updated information with regards to an incident that happened on March 7th of this year regarding a felony hit and run accident that we had in Castro Valley. So first of all, I'd like to just say thank you and acknowledge all the agencies, law enforcement agencies that have tirelessly worked with us that have led to a successful resolution in the arrest of a suspect earlier this morning, about 1 o'clock this morning. Those would include the California Highway Patrol's resources from the Castro Valley area, the California Highway Patrol's Golden Gate Division Investigative Services Unit, as well as Alameda County Sheriff's Office personnel, and finally the United States Marshal Service, who have been extremely helpful in this matter from the first day of the collision on March 7th, culminating obviously in the arrest earlier this morning. So with regards to the arrest, at about 1 o'clock this morning, the subject was arrested, Mr. Morris, Mr. Daniel Morris, and he's our primary suspect in the hit and run that occurred on March 7th that severely injured a 6-year-old boy and then also caused injury to an 8-year-old boy, as they were walking to school on Meadowview Drive in Castro Valley. At about 1 o'clock this morning, investigators from the California Highway Patrol's Golden Gate Division Investigative Services Unit, as well as the United States Marshal Service, arrested the subject, and he is currently in custody now at the Santa Rita jail. And charges are pending with regards to felony hit and run, auto theft, and possession of stolen property. And the investigation is ongoing at that time. It's still an open investigation. As of this morning, earlier today, I spoke with the family. I just wanted them to pass on this very positive news as far as this milestone in the case, to pass on that information before we reach out to you, our friends in the media, who have also been extremely helpful in getting the message out with regards to the suspect, and as well as our community, not only the local community in Castro Valley, but our 9 Bay Area counties in general, for the numerous leads and assistance that we've had in that partnership, which is obviously very instrumental in assisting us as we proceed forward with this case. With that, what I'd like to say, well, getting back to the family, obviously I'm going to respect their privacy, and they're dealing with a lot of issues right now, and first and foremost, the severe injuries sustained by their 6-year-old son, as well as the injuries to their 8-year-old son. We'll honor their wishes and the appropriateness as far as the degree of injury and things like that. We won't comment on that. However, they were very appreciative of everybody, not only law enforcement, but again the media and the community, to get us to this stage. They were invited to be here today at the press conference, and while they were very appreciative of the offer, they declined, obviously they're with their boys at this time, but they did want me to pass that information on to all of you and to all the community at large and the law enforcement partners that work with us to get us to this stage. Just one other aspect, and this is just this is still a potential part of this investigation. At this point, we transition into the prosecutorial stage with the district attorney's office with regards to the charges, those aforementioned charges: felony hit and run because there's a severe injury involved, auto theft, and possession of stolen property, as the vehicle, as you know or don't know, was a stolen vehicle out of the city of Livermore. At this point, we'll continue to work with the district attorney's office as we move forward with the prosecution and the charging in this case, so there's still additional follow-up. With that, speaking to investigators, there's still the possibility, there's information that it's out there, that there could have been family member, or not necessarily family members, let me take that back, friends or associates of Mr. Morris who possibly had information that they may have withheld, and I can't get into specifics with regards to that, but that could be a future avenue that investigators will take as far as any other potential charges down the road. Forgive my lack of knowledge of the exact sections, but something in effect of aiding and abetting and assisting him and helping him to basically elude capture from law enforcement officials. Finally, like I say, we just wanted to say that, just reiterate that law enforcement, California Highway Patrol, the Sheriff's Department, the Marshals, all of us working together on this case, and even our friends over at the Livermore Police Department who assisted from the get-go, as we had to. It was a fairly complex case that we had to tie in with a theft incident that happened over there that had an element involved with our hit-and-run case. We can't do that without the community. Locally, as the commander of the Castro Valley CHP office, we work very closely with our community every day, and had it not been for those strong partnerships and the assistance that we get from our community each and every day, working with law enforcement and assisting us in the investigation, or even whether there were tips, whether they went anywhere or not, we did have a lot of feedback from the community, and we appreciate that. And that continued cooperation and partnership is what makes it such a strong relationship we have, particularly in our community there in unincorporated Alameda County. Yes, sir.
Could you describe first how you knew Mr. Morris was where he was, and let's describe how you arrested him, led you to him and where he was?
So with me, I'd like to take credit for it if I could, but to answer your question, as far as some of the specifics and things like that, get into some of the investigatory steps and things of that nature, and I'll defer some of that to Officer Hill, who's a representative for Golden Gate Division, as far as some of that information, because a lot of it did involve the other agencies in our Golden Gate Division Investigative Services Unit. But he can correct me if I'm wrong. Basically, the various information came to light with regards to, and some of it confidential in nature, since this is still an ongoing investigation, that led them to this location where they made the arrest this morning. I'm sorry if I know that's not a lot of specificity. Dan may be able to provide a little bit more that he knows is releasable at this point, but since it's still an ongoing investigation, I just want to use caution as far as giving out too many specifics with regards to that, and source information and things like that may have led to that.
And the Livermore connection, can you address that a little more?
We were able to, through our allied agency partners, determine that vehicle had been stolen from a location in Livermore. In cooperation with the Livermore Police Department, we were able to determine that it was part of a larger crime. Multiple vehicles were stolen at that time. We are currently investigating that in cooperation with Livermore PD, but we were able to determine that this vehicle did come from that string of thefts there.
And in relation to the string of theft, you are looking for the suspects involved in that theft?
That investigation is still ongoing, as I said, with the cooperation of the Livermore PD. We are looking for the other suspects that may have been involved in that incident.
And did it?
We don't know the exact number of suspects at this time. Obviously, there was more than one, as multiple vehicles were taken.
And did it happen?
5 vehicles, actually.
5 vehicles were taken, yes.
And did that...
I can tell you that at least one of the children suffered severe injuries, and that's as specific as I would like to get at this point. Again, like I said, I spoke with his father this morning, and we said that we would actually honor that privacy as well. But I can tell you that is also something that's involved, which is a determining factor in the type of charge that's filed with the hit-and-run case, the degree of injury. And so that's obviously, with this type of a severe injury, that's something that's going to predicate the felony charge, the felony hit-and-run. So if that answers that question. Getting back, and it's one other thing, and I'm not being completely intimate with the details about the auto theft case, I can tell you my understanding is that, I don't know the exact time frame, but it was within a 24-hour period that I believe that the auto thefts happened to the time when this collision happened. That's about as much specificity I know, if that helps look in that at all for your information. The suspect the last I heard, he's at the Alameda County Jail in Santa Rita in Dublin. And as far as a lot of that is going to be up in the air with the district attorney's office. I can tell you that our local office at the California Highway Patrol's Castro Valley area will work with our Golden Gate Division Investigative Service Unit to present the case to the district attorney as soon as possible. But we also want to do it right as we move forward into this. We're in stages, investigation, now we have an arrest, now we want to make sure that we have the best case possible to provide to the district attorney for prosecution going forward. And so as far as the time frame, I can't give you an exact time frame. My goal would be within a week or so that we meet with representatives from the district attorney's office in order to provide them the information that we have at this time.
Since 2011, CVSAN has worked with Castro Valley schools to reduce garbage by auditing campus waste. The collaborative waste audit process identifies the type of material going into the garbage that could have been recycled or composted.